award-winning director, producer, Patricia Chica. We're here to talk about the Chi Energy workshop and method that she's been working on in the past couple of years, and I think even longer. So why don't you tell me about how that all started?
How I started working with energy?
Yes, please.
Oh my God, it's been a lifetime of experience. I was the kid in the playground, always doing energy games with the other kids, and I think for me it was a way to escape to another realm. And it's only, I would say, after I finished my bachelor's degree at Concordia University in film production, I started working with my short films, and you know, at Concordia we had to work on everybody else's movies. And I did from cinematographer to assistant director to one of the shorts I was also a sound recordist. And I don't know why the actors of those shorts always came to me in between the takes, or I was drawn to them, and when they were having insecurities or struggles, they always were around me. And I always knew I attracted them. So I started working with energy also on my first music videos. I always work with musicians, singers, songwriters who had some struggles, they needed to be supported energetically for performance. And it was always something that I was doing naturally. I was using my hands and I would just come and touch them, look at them into the eyes, and suddenly they felt calm and they felt like centered, and we could continue working on the next take. And for me, that was my standard. It was the way I always worked. And when I was still a student at Concordia, I helped during the summer in between two semesters. I worked with a director. He was doing a super low budget independent film, and he asked me to help him with casting. So that was my first time I was doing casting. I was 19 years old, and I started looking for the actors all over Montreal, and it was non-union, so I had to find new talents in the streets, and you know, whoever, do you want to play in a movie type of thing? And we also had professional actors for the lead roles. And one thing led to another, where I started rehearsing with the actors and preparing them for performance. And they upgraded me from PA, assistant, to casting director, to first AD. And I was always with the director and the actors, even on set. And after that production finished, I went back to school, but I was getting phone calls of producers, directors, who said, your name has been recommended to do casting. So I ended up for 8 years having Chicart Productions, doing casting for big movies, American film shooting in Montreal, and I was doing casting for big advertising agencies for commercials, and local feature films, even a French film from France shooting in Montreal. So I was like doing auditions non-stop. And after seeing thousands and thousands of actors, I came to realize that there is something that the 1% of those actors who get the parts have in common. And it is how they master their energy and their mindset for performance. So it just got me curious, you know, all throughout the years, even after I closed my casting agency, I decided I want to be a director, I want to be doing my own films, and that's what I did. So I became a full-time director. But all this training, working in casting and being an assistant director and coaching them, just led me to discover that I had something to offer about energy. But all of this happened on a span of 10 years until I made a short film that was like the the milestone of this method. It was in 2012. I made a short film called Ceramic Tango. For those who know me, it has been all over the world. And I casted 2 known actors in there, and those 2 actors, I cast them because of their energy. They had no experience as actors in movies. So I decided to train them for 8 weeks. And somebody was filming the whole process. We were filming the making of, and there's a short documentary called Let It Out on my Vimeo channel.
It's not public, those
Yeah,
videos?
yeah, all of those videos, Ceramic Tango, Let It Out, the making of, they're all on my Vimeo channel. You can check them out.
And the behind the scenes going through the technique as well.
8 weeks. So we see the whole process from having never acted on a movie before to performing on set at Mel Studios in the short. And there's a scene in Let It Out where you see one of the actors hold his car. He had to scream, and we were rehearsing that scene, and he had to scream, and nothing was coming out of his mouth. And I mean, it's not difficult. You just put volume and spit it out, right? He just couldn't do it. And I don't know why, my hands just became very warm. There was something that led me to go and touch him over here without even physically touching him. And that moment completely opened him up. And when I said, okay, let's do it now, I think you're ready, he screamed, he yelled, everything came out. And it completely transformed him as a performer, and he was so ready to go on set. It's a wonderful performance. I still have goosebumps when I think about it. So at the premiere of the film, we had about 300 people, and we showed the short, and then we showed the documentary, Let It Out. And I remember watching around me, people were in tears, they were very moved. And some people came to me and said, do you do Reiki? And I said, what is that? No, I don't know what it is. And I have no clue, honestly. I have never heard the word. I was not aware of Reiki. And the next day I Googled the word and I started reading about it. And I realized, oh my God, I've been doing this since the beginning, using my energy to heal people and to empower them. So for me, it was just a milestone because I finally could put a name and could understand it was something I could learn. And I went on a journey for the next few years, being coached by mentors and traveling the world. I went to visit shamans, and I, had training in Kundalini yoga and just mastering your mindset and reading so many books on the subject that I started connecting the dots. Like there are so many modalities and practices from ancient traditions that we can use to utilize energy that exists in nature, that exists within our body, within our energy centers, and also so many techniques that you can learn from yoga, from breath meditation. And I just put all of those things together in a combination that supports and expands performance for actors.
I'm Anthony Ecclissi. I'm helping Patricia out
Yes.
producing this workshop. So I think we're going to talk a little bit more about that now. I think we'd all love to hear about that.
I'm actually very happy that you're producing the workshop because you have done the method, you have done the training, we have worked together on set as well, we have been in different cities together, so there's so much you can bring to this workshop. So thank you for doing this.
I'm excited to go through the whole process and to do the hike this time too. So
Yeah.
why don't you tell us a little bit about what people might expect if they were to register and join us for this weekend workshop?
Well, what people should expect is nothing, honestly, because how I do the workshops, I tell people before they enter the room, they are in the lobby, they have just registered, and there are 3 conditions that I give them. And I say, you have to agree with these 3 conditions or you don't get in. And the first thing I tell them is like, have no expectations. Second, be open-minded. And third, let go of any judgment towards the activity, towards the method, towards the other participants, and especially towards yourself. So everybody agrees. No one has ever said no. And then I will open the door of the room. It's dim lit, and I tell them, you're gonna get in, and there are blankets on the floor, and as soon as you enter this room, you will know exactly which blanket is yours, and just go to that blanket. And the person lies down, and from there, we close the door, and we start the class. Whatever happens in the Chi energy room stays in the Chi energy room. But what people can really expect for themselves is whatever their intention is. Because I'm just a guide, you know. I did not invent the laws of nature, the 6 senses, and energy. It's all around us. We are all made of energy. And people must enter the room with a strong intention. So that's what we work first. We work on the intention, and that intention can evolve, can change, can shift, can transform. It's in the present moment. So always be in a state of presence, because that's when you become the most open, the most receptive, and also the most ready to create. If you are in the past or in the future, you're not aligned. So you have to really align yourself, your mind, your soul, your spirit, your body in alignment by being present.
What type of actor are you looking for in this class?
I'm looking for actors who really believe in superior performance with the use of their body, so they cannot be in their mind, but also who believe that there is a higher force guiding them. It's the actors who are open-minded and curious to find out how they can utilize intention, mindset, working with their body's energy centers, but also with a higher force that they can trust and surrender to. Because what I've noticed in that 1% of actors who really get the parts, the ones who get the callbacks and get the part in the movies, and I've seen this through my process in the last 4 years casting my own feature film, Montreal Girls. We've seen hundreds of candidates from different parts of the world. And when I can know immediately when the actor enters the room if the actor is aligned or not. And I keep an open mind with a lot of heart and a lot of support. And I even tell my team in the room, please be very supportive, send love, appreciation, and gratitude to the actor who enters the room, because they will sense that. In their subconscious mind, the actor feels the energy of the people in the room. So I will tell the casting director, whoever's doing the camera, the reader, this is how you have to be. Super open. I want to place that energy in the room with a lot of love and support. And when the actor comes, sometimes they are very nervous because, you know, this is a big callback for them. They want to get the part. So what I will do, I will just take their hand with my 2 hands and look at them into their eyes and say something beautiful. just to calm them down and get that connection through the eyes with the actor. And suddenly you have no idea, just me, the director, doing this. It just makes them relax.
Yeah.
And I think we have to be conscious of this as creators, as directors, as producers in this industry, casting directors. Just be conscious that actors are energies and they are so absorbent of that energy. So I want them to succeed. When an actor comes to see me in that room, I want them to succeed. So I do whatever it takes to make them feel special and important. It's like my undivided focus is on them at that particular time. So just to come back to that question, how we know those actors are fully aligned is when they have a complete detachment. They perform in service of the character, in service of the story, in service of the production, with complete detachment of the outcome. And when you are in that state of complete detachment, whether you get the part or not, it doesn't matter, is when you perform at your best. And that takes a lot of confidence, because if you don't have that self-confidence within you, you're always, desperate. Am I doing okay? You're in doubt. And being in doubt is a very low vibration energy to perform with.
Now, segueing a little bit, this obviously helps with a performance aspect, but are you also aspiring for people to take this into their daily lives, just like you're taking it into your daily life? Okay, we're going to a workspace. I need all of my coworkers to be in the mentality of openness and positivity. So on this energy level, are you hoping that people are also taking it into their daily lives, starting to share with other people, just on an experimental stage, say, you know what, this actually kind of feels harmonious, feels balanced?
Absolutely. Energy is a daily practice. It's a practice for the soul, for the spirit, for the body, for the mind. And I will never start my day as a creator without setting that first intention in the morning. When I open my eyes, the first word that comes to mind, it becomes my word of intention for the day. Then I will drink a lot of water and I will go meditate. Because I believe that that's how you align yourself, you balance yourself, you are in a state of presence, in a state of creation. And it is important actors, creators, performers, anybody in this industry should be aware that we have those tools that cost nothing. You can do it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the morning, and it will align your day, because sometimes we think, oh, we're too busy, all the emails, the phone, I have all this long list of things to do, and it will just make it better if you set the intentions. I strongly believe actors should practice daily. It becomes hygiene for the soul. It becomes something that you integrate into your daily activities and your creations, and it will just bring you to a higher level of performance. That's how the top award-winning Oscar, Academy Award-winning actors work. Nicole Kidman, I was very fortunate to train, to have as a mentor Miranda Harcourt, who is Nicole Kidman's private acting coach. And she told us many stories about Nicole Kidman and how she will be so in the present moment when she works with actors, when she gets on set. She has that strong intention of connection, but you cannot have that strong intention of connection fulfilled if you're all over the place thinking about this or that, or you're not in the present moment.
Excellent. Now, for those who maybe aren't as familiar with some of the vocabulary, as though we are speaking quite simply, maybe in a layman's sense, without scaring off some actors who may think, where is this going? What kind of workshop am I getting into? Can you reassure them that it is a acting workshop? It is very similar to what actors are used to in that sense, and that they don't have anything to be necessarily afraid of?
Well, I would say we work with our body, we work with movement, we work with breathing, we work with intention, meditation. It's being playful. It's just being in a state of being playful with each other and with yourself. There's nothing scary because energy exists all around us. It's just bringing it to applications we can utilize to be more connected for your performance. And it develops charisma as well, magnetism. You know, when you are fully present and you listen to somebody and you're there, you become magnetic, you become charismatic. And there's nothing mysterious about that.
Exactly. So with all that's going on now with these workshops, what is your next steps? Where do you hope to take this method and how do you like to see it expand?
My deepest intention would be that it spreads out and we start practicing more consciously in the industry. I have seen sets where it's so stressed out and there's so much, you know, negative energy. We've been through those sets, and my intention is that this method will just bring awareness that we can practice our professions differently in a more harmonious way. So I'd like to ask you, what did you experience in the workshop?
So the times that I've been involved, which was a day and a half, basically, did a half day one and then a 1 day one. I got to experience the basic knowledge, sort of integrating a bit of my research over the years in my spirituality and seeing how Patricia had researched in her own way and then started integrating that into the creative process and in filmmaking and in acting. So I was really excited.
How were you before and after the workshop? What improved in your craft?
I think a word like fire and igniting, spark, the visualization of having that ember, having that easy access to spark a flame, because we travel through those different levels and we're able to say, okay, well, I have more control over these levels versus I'm a little all over the place, I can rehearse in a certain way, but it gives you a little bit of a sense of the arc of a rainbow. A little preview of colors, but the arc of your character, the arc of a rainbow. So I think I left there with that free-flowing movement within my control of my body and in my speech.
Yeah, I mean, the way you speak also says a lot about how you can activate different ways to create. We talk a lot about how to speak during the workshop, of what words to use when you're in your zone of creation. So, and that's for more advanced students. We go really very deep into every aspect of performance, from using the body, using the language, using the mindset, the intention, using other modalities, concentration. I'd like to share something you haven't done yet. There's an exercise where I will put everybody on the floor in meditation, like very deep meditation, and we bring in the gong and other instruments for like very powerful high vibrations. And I tell them, imagine you're numb and you have no muscular energy. Just use the chi energy, use your intention and the breath to move your body. And 90 minutes later, they are from being completely heavy on the ground, numb, to rising up to standing up in 90 minutes, just with the use of chi energy. And those actors are completely in the zone. And then I invite them to wake up, to open their eyes. And some of them are even surprised they are standing. And they said, what happened? And I said, well, how long do you think you've been in this state? They said, I don't know, 10 minutes. I think it's 10 minutes. And they only remember the first 10 minutes when they fell asleep. And whatever happened in the 80 extra minutes, following minutes, is just chi at work. And the reason why I do this exercise is because I want them to experience the highest level of trusting the energy into their body. They're not in their mind trying to guide it or using their muscles. Like actors, they will use their muscles to move around. This is when they surrendered to the chi. They surrender to that higher force and they just abandon themselves to be possessed by that energy. And I told them, imagine if you show up on set, if you show up on stage in that state of allowing the character to embody you and you become one with it. You're out of your body. And this is when magic happens, the gravitas that I like to call, because that's what directors are looking for. They're looking for that gravitas, that charisma, that magnetism that only the 1% have. But you can really trigger it by being open to surrender to it. There's nothing you can control. And I've seen actors who are wonderful actors. They are trained. They are working actors. They get booked on every TV show. They work all the time. And then I see them coming into the audition room, but there's some resistance. That they are so confident that they can do the job, and they do. Don't get me wrong. They do a wonderful job. But they are not allowing an extra layer of energy to guide them through the characters. So what happens is that you can be a very successful working actor and you can also be the Academy Award-winning actor. And that is the difference. So it's okay, whatever you want to be, it's fine. I am looking for the Academy Award-winning actor because that's more authentic and truthful, and it's when you look at the performance and you don't see the actor anymore. In the eyes, you see another soul. And that, when that magic happens, it moves me. I have been in the audition room in tears, so moved by a performance. I had just to go give a hug to the actor. And those moments, you just know, that's it. I'm going to stop looking. And I noticed also that actors who have a past of suffering in their personal life can dig deeper and get there faster. And without any judgment, it's something that I've noticed. Because when you have suffered and you have gone through war or setbacks or very strong emotions or traumas in your past, there's something that happens that you connect at a very deep level with those wounds. And you have learned how to cope with that and how to heal yourself. So there's something you can use into your performance. And we all see it through the eyes, through the aura, the pores of the skin. And the camera can capture that. Those who can read auras can also read them through the camera lens and on the screen. I've seen auras. I can give you a lot of examples in Hollywood movies where the aura is so powerful on the actor, the magnetism, the charisma.
And are you seeing the actor or are you seeing the character, the actor's
I'm seeing
intention?
an energy. I'm seeing the intention, the energy, the performance, the suffering. I'm feeling it with them.
So this is this extra layer that we all need to aspire to, because consciously or not, we are seeing that aura, we are experiencing that aura. That is what moves us. That is what attracts us. That is this level, this is the technique, this is the method that we're trying to use to really amp that up. So.
And actors transcend. You know, when you say, I'm in the state of flow, I'm in the zone, and I transcended. And sometimes you even forget what you did. You just know you were in the zone. And you feel great about that performance. And everybody on set is like in tears, or moved, or laughing, or whatever the emotion is. This is the level of training where you can get to that extra layer of performance. I believe actors, they have two layers they work with usually. Is the physical, visual layer is what they show, what they decide to show through makeup, hair, the costume, if they smile, if they, you know, how they move their eyes. It's something they practice, they will show you, and the camera captures it. The eye captures it. Then there is another layer that is the inner world of the character they have been studying. They have created this backstory of the character, their secret, their hidden secret, or the intention, you know, something they choose to hide, but it's there. And that's wonderful. But there's something at a third layer that most actors don't know how to master. And the ones who, some of them do it consciously, and some others, they just do it subconsciously. And those are the ones that we can they can benefit from knowing this method, because they can elevate it to the next level consciously by knowing it's there and how to trigger the technique in a way that will expand their performance.
How do we sign up?
Well, you can go to social media. There's the Chi Energy page on Facebook. The email is chienergyworkshop@gmail.com. You can Google my name, Patricia Chica, on my website, patriciachica.com. I respond to everybody who writes me nice messages, and I answer all the questions. I also have the beautiful Sophia behind the camera. She's my assistant. She's wonderful, and she will be answering emails. We have Anthony. You can also contact Anthony through Instagram and what other places?
Facebook as well, if you have me on Facebook, and you can see me tagged in every post that Patricia put up too. And then a bunch of Montreal acting Facebook groups I posted there. So get in touch any way we can. If this touches you, if this is intriguing to you, this is a good place to start too. We have some intro classes to take. We have a silent hike that's available.
So we are looking for actors who are unconsciously competent at intuition. I like to work also with people who are consciously incompetent, because they know they don't know how to tap into the intuition, but they want to. So we can bring them to being consciously competent and working with intuition and energy and mindset.